Yes, now we are discussing about yoga. In that yoga, we are discussing especially Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga. Hatha Yoga is a branch of yoga that typically comes to mind when you think of yoga in general terms. The practice involves breathe, body, and mind, and classes are usually 45 minutes to 90 minutes of breathing, yoga poses, and meditation. And then next question is what is the difference between yoga and hatha yoga? Hatha yoga is practiced at a slower pace, pace, with focus on the breath, controlled movements, and stretching. Vinyasa yoga focuses on connecting the breath to your movements, which tend to be set at a faster pace. In a vinyasa practice, you can expect to stay in a constant flow of movements. Then the next point is how what does Hatha Yoga teaches? Hatha Yoga is any style of yoga that focuses on attaining balance through pranayama and asana. Pranayama means breathe and asana means body. It is an umbrella term that contains yoga styles like Vinyasa, Ashtanga, Yin, Iyengar, Power Yoga, and more. And the next question is what is Hatha Yoga good for? The regular practice of Hatha Yoga enhances strength, flexibility, and balance and may offer some light to moderate aerobic conditioning as well, depending on the style practiced. Other benefits may be gained from incorporating breath work, that is pranayama, and meditation as part of or in addition to a Hatha Yoga practice. Right. Then the next question is what is the hardest type of yoga? Many yoga students consider Bikram Yoga the hardest. The 26 poses trademarked by founder Bikram Choudhury are done in a set sequence in a room heated to 140 to 105 degrees. Then the sequence is repeated. The next question is, can beginners do Hatha Yoga? Hatha is considered a gentle yoga that focuses on static poses and is great for beginners. However, even though it is gentle, it can still be physically and mentally challenging. While each class varies depending on the instructor, most classes last between 45 minutes to and 90 minutes. And then the next question is how many poses are there in the Hatha Yoga? It includes 15 primary postures, 7 of which are seated and 8 non-seated, as well as amalgamation of additional postures, totaling 84 asanas. This is the first time we know of an asana being reimaginated, reimaginated as something other than a seated position for meditation. Then the next question is, can Hatha Yoga help lose weight? According to the study, 30 minutes of Hatha Yoga burned 120 calories for a 125-pound person, 144 calories for a 155-pound person, and 168 calories for 185-pound person. And then the next question is, what does hatha mean? The common meaning of the word hatha is the stubborn or tenacious, to persist in something with effort. The commentaries on Hatha Yoga, Hatha Yoga Pratipika, explain that Hatha Yoga is as with stretch. Here, the strength needed is not only mental in the form of willpower, of persistence, but physical too. How do you start Hatha Yoga? How to start Hatha Yoga practice? Breathing. Notice your breathe. That is first. Then meditate. Once you feel completely present through the breath, you can begin to breathe naturally and allow the mind to be at ease. Beginner asanas. If you are familiar with any poses, work your way through a few and hold for at least 5 breaths. And the next question is, what is an excellent exercise in Hatha Yoga? Tadasana, that is mountain pose. The mountain pose is a staple of Hatha Yoga for beginners and it is the base for all the standing yogasanas. It switches on all muscle groups and is great for body posture. Perform Tadasana on an empty stomach and practice control to avoid injuries. What are the 3 components of Hatha Yoga? Next question is, what are the 3 components of Hatha Yoga? Traditional Hatha Yoga asanas practice can be basically categorized into three components, which are standing, sitting, and finishing. And next question is Surya Namaskar Hatha Yoga? Traditional Hatha Yoga, Surya Namaskar, the sun salutation. The sun salutation is one of the most common dynamic yoga poses today. This is the information regarding Hatha Yoga. Then later we can learn so many types of yogas. It will give a particular idea to you which asanas are good, and which will be useful to our body and amicable to our personality. All these things, and in which way we can recover our health. All these things will come in these yoga asanas. Wishing you all the best.